Hello, everybody, and finally, welcome back to the Bullring, today presented by Race Space Digital. I am still Alan Dietz, and she is still Jess Ballard, and we took a little break around the 4th of July. We had Slinger last week, and and now we're back.
And man, has it been 2 weeks?
It's been 3 weeks.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
and remember, we were so concerned. I was still going to try to do this show after surgery, which was probably wasn't going to be a good idea. But we were off anyway.
Yep.
So that worked out.
It worked out good.
We're so happy to be back.
We are happy to be back. And for you Cars Tour fans, Cars Tour Weekly will start back next week leading into the throwback race. And I think that'll be a good way to start the second half of the season here on Racing America. A lot of great guests today. They include Travis Braden, whoever that is, Toby Christie, Cole Butcher, Harold Fair Jr., and Nette Humphrey. Why would we be having Travis Braden on the show?
I don't know. Maybe because he's coming out of retirement this weekend.
Well,
but we'll let him tell you about that.
We'll let him tell you about that. Well, we had we've had a big couple of weeks, and it would take about 30 minutes to go over everything we've had on Racing America, so we won't. Of course, Ty Majeski won the Slinger Nationals last week. That was so much fun with Rich Bickle.
Oh, my gosh.
Really enjoyed that.
I'll be honest, I wasn't sure if that was, I mean, I knew it was going to be a good idea in some categories. On paper, and I was like, but it turned out really great.
He did great.
We got to do more of that.
He did great, and we definitely need to do more of that, and I appreciate him doing it. But now we can
go to the highlights.
Go to the highlights, starting out with the ASA Stars at Anderson Speedway in Indiana for the Redbud 400. Had a big ASA reunion there. Slinger Nationals winner Ty Majeski gets to jump on the outside to lead over Bubba Pollard. Majeski would dominate through the first two segments, but with just over 100 laps to go, Donnie Wilson Motorsports teammates Gio Ruggiero and Cole Butcher moved by. Then with 98 laps to go, Butcher bypasses Ruggiero for the lead. From there, Cole Butcher leads the rest of the way, joining his Oxford 250 victory as a second Crown Jewel triumph in the last year. It's a pretty big deal. Also, another big race on Saturday, the Montana 200 at Mission Valley Super Oval. Alex Lesser jumping out to the initial lead. Eventually, Dave Garber would find himself out front until Montana's own Agni Howell would move by for the lead. Shelby Thompson would make his way to the front and bypass Howell for the lead, though. Caution waves late in the race as Danica Dark goes for a spin entering turn 3. From there, Thompson leads the rest of the way for his first career Montana 200 win. Also Saturday, past super late models. They were racing at White Mountain Motorsports Park in New Hampshire. DJ Shaw, Joey Dwyer on the front row with Shaw grabbing the early lead. It won't take long for Dwyer to move by Shaw on the outside. In a close battle for second, Shaw and Garrett Hall get together, effectively ending their chances for a win. Then on the restart, Jimmy Renfro makes the pass on Dwyer for the lead. And another caution, this time Casey Call sideways, collecting Jimmy Hebert and others. After a delay for rain, Renfrew continued to lead until Johnny Clark moves to the front. Clark dominates the rest of the way to score another White Mountain victory. The New England Super Modifieds also at White Mountain. Problems on the initial start as Mike Mayberry and Ryan Battle go for a spin in turn 1. Bobby Timmons out front until Dan Bowles moves by on the outside. Bowles leads the rest of the way for the win over Jeffrey Battle and Timmons. Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Models at Owasso Speedway in Michigan. Dan Leake moving out front on the initial start. Scary moment for Burt's Run winner Blake Childers. His car briefly catches on fire, but he was okay. Then Adam Terry almost goes over in this incident with Kyle Drake just kind of ended up not quite rolling the shoebox the rest of the way over. Lee continues to lead until a spin while trying to pass a lap car. That handed it to Harold Fair Jr., leading from there, going unchallenged the rest of the way for the win. How glad were we to see Mobile International Speedway back? They had a huge crowd and a big car count. Pro Late Models, the feature division. Augie Grill moving past the team car of Elliott Massey for the lead at the start. Great battle all race long between Grill and Dustin Smith for the lead. Brill eventually retaking the top spot. He opens it up in the end to score the victory. APC United late models in action on Sunday afternoon at Flamborough Speedway. Junior Farrelly able to take the lead on the initial start. Just over 70 laps to go. Shane Gimmel out front until J.R. Fitzpatrick moves past him. Big wreck following a rain delay as Tom Gibbons spins and collects Farrelly in the 22 of Kyle Steckley. Just 10 laps to go and a parts failure puts the leader Fitzpatrick into the turn one wall. This gives Gimmel back the lead as he becomes the 5th different APC winner this season. Quick Wick Superstocks also in action at Flamborough. Brett McFerrin in the 56 gets the lead at the drop of the green flag. Brandon McFerrin, excuse me. Caution waves the 33 of Roy Wilkie goes into the wall. Brandon McFerrin pretty much unchallenged en route to the win. And Sunday at Slinger, they featured their small cars, the Small Car Nationals. Super Bees here. Dan Braun grabs the lead from Marty Tax. 10 laps to go. Al Strobel moves by Braun for the lead, and Strobel leads the rest of the way for the win. And that gets you caught up on the past week on Racing America.
Dang.
Yeah, that's a lot. And we're going to have a lot this weekend, including the Pepperjack Twins at Five Flag Speedway Friday and Saturday. 4 subscribers. One of the drivers in the field will be Travis Braden. He'll be in the studio when we come back.
5-Star Bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market. Aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials. Tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-Star.
Drivers, start your engines!
The best super late model drivers in the country battle at Five Flags Speedway, July 21st and 22nd in the Pepperjack Kennels Twin 100s. $10,000 to win each night, plus a special unprecedented Snowball Derby prize package for the overall winner. The stars of the ASA Southern Super Series compete, including 2022 Snowball Derby winner Derek Thorne, plus Bubba Pollard, Casey Roderick, Matt Craig, and more. For tickets and info, visit FiveFlagsSpeedway.com or check out the racing live on Racing America.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Hey, I'm William Byron, and you're watching Racing America.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by Raceface Digital. I'm Alan Dietz, joined by Jess Ballard, and I guess, should we say you're better?
My other half.
The other half of Jess Ballard, and that's Travis Braden. And Travis joining us today, 2019 Snowball Derby winner. And the reason you're here with us, among other things, is you're going to be racing this weekend.
That's what they tell me, Alan.
Yeah. Well, you better have your helmet and driver's suit's all I can tell you.
I don't have time to hit the gym, so that's all I can do is
yeah,
pack
me
the bags,
either.
right?
Yeah. Well, how did this all come about? I know you helped the Jet team out a little bit last year at the Snowball.
Yeah, it's probably kind of funny, right? Thinking back to 2019 at the Snowball Derby. Really, that was the first time I met those guys. Hadn't really raced down south much with them.
We spent a lot of time with them in tech.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, and as everyone has documented very well, it wasn't exactly how I thought it should go either. But anyway, yeah, we met, just casually back then, unfortunately, and then went and crew chiefed one of the Snowflake cars for Pat Jet this past Snowball Derby week, and got to know him. Great group of guys, and we had chatted, when we were down there about, hey, maybe it'd be cool to do something one day, and so yeah, that's the long and the short of it. We just made it happen this time.
Well, as Alan was saying, I really do. You are my better half. And I just want to let everyone know that maybe hasn't realized that Travis, when I got my cancer diagnosis, dropped everything racing to take care of us and to support us. I don't know if I even want to go into how you made ends meet for us.
He was selling his body.
Yeah, I knew you were going to go there, Alan.
And I think that, when we would go into our appointments, and Travis never missed an appointment. And they gave me, when Travis was not in the room, all the statistics about how, 90% of relationships end when the woman gets cancer and these awful things. And I want to take a second to let everyone know that how great you were.
And people don't know the half of it.
No. I mean, people going through something like we went together. I don't know if I would have came out on the other side as well as I did if it wasn't for you. And I'm so grateful and thankful that you kind of put your dreams and everything on hold. Don't cry, because I will cry, for me to get us through this. And so I am very, very excited for you to get back to doing what you love, heading down to the racetrack that we met at, 6-7 years ago. And I'm just very excited for you. And I'm really excited to get to the track with you and do it again like we used to.
She's going to do me like that, Alan. You kind of said that no one really knows the half of it. And I wouldn't really want anyone to know half of what you've been through and what we've been through together. So, yeah, I haven't really even thought about much of racing the last 2 years till you started feeling better. And it's crossed both of our minds recently as you're, getting back to normal. And it's cool to, have a chance to go do it together. I definitely missed it.
Yeah. And I mean, that phone call came at an incredible time. It was exactly 1 week that Pat called you after my last surgery, which is this past Friday that he called you. Yeah. And Pat, I'm very grateful that you gave Travis a call and let's freaking do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And are you worried? Are you like, because your last race was the Chili Bowl, which was only like a handful of laps. Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
The last race before that was Hickory. I'm not even going to.
She's basically asking you if you think you're going to fall out of the seat or not.
Oh,
I am. I word for word asked him that last night. That was my exact.
The number one question I've been getting in the shop today was, "Are you going to follow the seat, Travis?" I don't know yet. We'll find out on Friday or Saturday, but. But and I want to say, of course, thanks to Pat Jed and all Jet Motorsports, and we've stayed in touch, like I said, over the past 6-7 months since December, and just a cool group of guys, and we talked about maybe we could make something happen one day, and it's cool to go do it once, and these guys are all about just having fun racing, and that's what we're after, right? That's what I'm after. So, very thankful for the opportunity, and it'll be a cool weekend. I'm sure it'll go well, but regardless of how it goes, it'll be great.
Trying to get my microphone to stay straight here. We're having some problems here. I'll just have to do it like Elvis, right? I'll just have to hold it.
I
right?
like that, yeah.
So you started working at Hendrick Motorsports this year. You're working specifically on the 48 car, and I recall whenever you first started, we were talking about it, and you were kind of surprised how many people did know you from your racing on that level.
Yeah, it always catches you off guard. I think that there's a lot of people that come up to you and say, "Hey," and start talking to you like they know you, and hopefully sometimes I'm not rude and like trying to figure out who is this person I'm talking to, because you meet so many people.
Just act like you know them. That's what I do.
Well, and it's a great thing. It's something I've always said is great, right, about racing. You get to meet so many people and travel and do all this stuff, and so but it was really cool. And most people, of course, knew what Jess and I've been going through the last few years. So, in general, first of all, obviously thankful that everyone's working with me to make sure I can get out of town early enough to get down to Pensacola. But across the board, before this even, when I started working there, everyone's been super cool to work with and just great. So it's been fun.
Well, I know you and Jess are gonna this weekend. Jess is gonna be down there with you helping document things, and hopefully we'll be able to see more of that here on Racing America. And we're gonna have some codes that you'll be giving away for some subscriptions, and some other folks will be doing that as well.
Make sure you follow Travis on social.
Yeah, keep an eye on our social medias for that. But Travis, I knew that this was we knew this was coming, and I'm glad that it's all worked out. And I hope you have a good time down there. I know racing at Pensacola in July is not the easiest thing in the world, so I'm just glad that you got this opportunity, and hope more will come of it.
Yeah, man. I mean, it like I said, it's going to be fun regardless, and that's the whole point. When Pat and I got on the phone, it was, you want to go have some fun, so it's going to be fun, and we're all competitive, so hopefully we compete. But that's all there is to it, man. We're going to go have some fun this weekend.
Well, it's going to be definitely something to watch. If you can't be at Five Flags, be sure you watch Friday and Saturday night, available for subscribers here on Racing America. We come back, we're going to talk to the newest member of the Racing America team, Toby Christie.
Ready to take your brand to the next level? At Victory Lane Design, we can help. If you are looking for a professional website, cutting-edge logo, a hero card that separates you from the pack, or video production to keep you connected with your fans, then check out VictoryLaneDesign.com, where winning counts. 5-Star Bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-Star.
One of racing's crown jewels, the 50th annual Oxford 250 returns to Oxford Plains Speedway with 3 big days of racing, August 25th through the 27th. See North America's best short trackers battle for a chance at $50,000 on Sunday, August 27th. Plus, racing for the ACT late models, New England Super Modifieds, and more. It's the 50th annual Oxford 250, August 25th through the 27th, and you can see it all on Racing America.
Yeah, it's just some of my favorite short track memories. Obviously, of the recent years, you think of Martinsville, Bristol Dirt, you know, what those races mean to our sport, and being able to win those events was incredible. But I also think of, you know, growing up and racing late models and stuff, and one of my favorite memories is probably when I got to run modified down at New Smyrna Speedway and racing Teddy Christopher door to door. I watched Teddy growing up as a kid at Stafford, you know, watching him race, and to be able to go race him. And we beat the bumpers off of these cars. Had a lot of fun. And then he came over afterwards, and we laughed about it and joked about it, and went racing again the next night in Speed Weeks down in Daytona. It was a fun time.
I think it's no secret that, you know, I've been after this one for a long time. It's always been one that I wanted so bad, and maybe I think too bad at times, but it was, you know, well worth the wait to be able to do it here today finally and take home the lobster and put another win at Loudon with the name Truex on it. Very special. And just an unbelievable day for our team, and unbelievable job by everyone on our research Toyota Camry. And car was super fast, again, here like we've been in the past, but it definitely was fast all day long, and not just the first 2 stages, so that was good.
Well, that's what Martin Truex Jr. had to say after that big win, finally able to get that at New Hampshire Motor Speedway in a Cup car on Monday. Joining us now, the new editor-in-chief in Racing America. That is Toby Christie. We're going to touch on that a little bit more here. I saw some comments, though, about the race on Monday, Toby. We know the shorter tracks, there's been some struggles. I didn't think it was an outstanding race at the front, but from about 10th on back, it looked amazing.
Yeah, and I think it was more just a factor of Martin Truex Jr. just kind of having the field covered, because you sometimes will have that where one guy's just really, really, really good, and everybody else is kind of playing catch up. So, like you said, aside from Martin Truex Jr., I feel like it was a much better race overall than we've been seeing at these mile tracks and under. And I feel like it was really encouraging to see guys like Christopher Bell were able to kind of make up spots throughout the day whenever they fell back. Obviously, Christopher Bell didn't get the finish he was looking for, but they were able to kind of move and shake throughout the whole day, and there were comers and goers all day long.
I want to go back to what Alan was saying about.
You look like I'm crazy for not starting with that.
You are our Racing America's new editor-in-chief, Toby Christie.
Well, thank you.
First of all,
what does that mean?
What is? I'm still not really quite sure what that is. But tell it because.
Toby's figuring that out too, I think.
Yeah, what is an editor-in-chief? And I'm sure your role is going to be a little different than a true editor-in-chief because of all that you do in NASCAR, in racing in general. So, yeah, what does this mean for you?
Well, it's huge for me, and it's really, really cool. And I think when the announcement hit, just to see the massive outpouring of positive reactions felt really good. Like, it was awesome. You always hope for that. You hope you don't see people going, oh, why'd you guys hire that jerk? So it's cool to see positive reaction for one. As far as what the job is, it's a great question. I think it's kind of an evolving thing. We're still all trying to figure it out. So once we kind of figure all that out, we'll let you know. But as far as that goes, I'm in charge of all the editorial team. So it's nice. I've got a lot of really good people to work with, a lot of really good resources at my disposal. And I think we're going to do a good job together. And the communication's been really good. And we've got a really strong team. So it's going to be fun.
And TobyChristie.com is not going anywhere either.
Correct. Yeah, it's still here, and we're actually going to be sharing staff and resources back and forth. So it should just strengthen both teams, both websites.
The other thing I want folks to realize and to be excited about is this will help our Cup coverage continue to grow here on Racing America, because we want to be able to give you exclusive offerings as far as the NASCAR Cup Series goes. But for all of our short track partners and our short track racing fans out there, and I know that this is very important to you, Jess, going back to what Racing America's roots are, is it actually is going to benefit our short track and our grassroots coverage as well, because we've got more resources now.
Definitely. And I want to let everybody know that is not part of the discussion at all of like minimizing or reducing or even getting rid of short track coverage. That's not the case. If
anything, it'll grow, I think.
For sure. Yeah. So we've got more people to kind of tackle events. I've been kind of helping out. We've got Joseph Shrigley over there at TobyChristie.com has been helping out as well. We've got more people to kind of throw at events. So it's not a whole bunch of stuff just on like Zach's shoulders. A lot of people know Zach Evans. So there's a lot of good guys around here that we all kind of help and bounce off each other.
And Jess too, I think you'll learn through this, like with her going to Pensacola this weekend, there's going to be things that she's going to be able to do more, and it all kind of ties into the greater story.
Yeah, it's a great addition to our team here at Racing America, because there is so much racing to cover during the week, NASCAR, grassroots, everything in between, and having these resources, kind of like what we talk about with the Cars Tour. They have NASCAR resources now to just elevate everything they're doing. I feel like that's what we got going on here. It's going to benefit everyone involved. I'm so excited.
It's pretty good stuff. That's for sure. So I think the feeling's mutual all the way across. Everybody seems excited about it. I think the readers and viewers and everything else have seemed pretty excited about it too.
So I know there's been some, you'll always have meetings to prepare for the upcoming weeks and the weekend. What do we got to look forward to this weekend?
Well, we've got the Five Flags stuff on the short track side. That's going to be pretty awesome. I think we've got some...
Who's your pick to win that race?
Man, I'm going to go Travis Braden.
For both nights?
Yeah, why not? He was on the show.
Yeah. That's smart man.
Agreed.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Why not? Right?
Anyways.
Really cool segment, by the way. I think people are going to be really excited about that.
And I know we've got, we'll obviously have Pocono on the Cup side. Act is up in Quebec again. Mm-hmm. So lots of good stuff, I think.
A lot of good stuff. And then, of course, we've got Pocono, all that stuff for the NASCAR side of things. It's going to be another good week of racing. So it never stops.
Well, congratulations. We're glad to have you officially part of the team now.
Thank you. Glad to be here. And it's great to be part of the team with everybody.
All right, that's Toby Christie, new editor-in-chief here for Racing America. When we come back, we're going to talk to our Redbud 400 winner from this past weekend. Hold with
What creates a winning combination? Quality, focus, discipline, and most importantly, speed. At Pepperjack Kennels, we provide exceptional water and land training services for hardworking retrievers. From leading in the field to leading on the track, together we establish winning dogs and a winning team. Devoted to retrievers and motorsports, we are Pepperjack Kennels. Visit us online to learn more.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Drivers, start your engines!
The best super late model drivers in the country battle at Five Flags Speedway, July 21st and 22nd in the Pepperjack Kennels Twin 100s. $10,000 to win each night, plus a special unprecedented Snowball Derby prize package for the overall winner. The stars of the ASA Southern Super Series compete, including 2022 Snowball Derby winner Derek Thorne, plus Bubba Pollard, Casey Roderick, Matt Craig, and more. For tickets and info, visit FiveFlagsSpeedway.com or check out the racing live on Racing America.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say. Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
Glad to have you here on the Bullring with us. I'm Alan Dietz, along with Jess Ballard, and our ASA list driver this week is wearing the ASA Stars Redbud 400 at Anderson this past weekend. That is Cole Butcher. Cole, congratulations on the win, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you guys for having me.
Well, take me through the race. For about 300 laps, it looked like it was all-time Majeski. Were you guys kind of holding back? I mean, did you have to adjust on the car? What did you have to do to be able to get the car as good as it was those last 100 laps?
Yeah, we were okay. We were probably a second, third place car for the first 300 laps. We were just really loose into one and into three. So Vaughn and Will made some good calls. We stayed out about 80 laps longer than the rest of the field. And came in, got left side tires, and then 80 laps later we put our rights on. So it was kind of the strategy that helped us. We had a good car at the end of it, but definitely having the fresher tires helped us.
We just had Travis on earlier, and he hates this race. He hates the racetrack. He has nothing, and I can never tell if he's just because he's not good at that track or like what the real reason is, but he just says that this race is just from the driver's seat, it's chaos. I feel like it's such a small track that more so than even like Winchester. I mean, they're not comparable in size, but like the wrecks are crazy. There's just not room on the racetrack, and just mentally getting through this race is just like, sorry, Travis, it's so hard for him. Is he being dramatic, or is this checking out?
I don't know. I like the place because most of the tracks around home in Canada are about the same size. So it's kind of what I grew up on. But I guess I could see it. I talked to Gio. I'm like, Gio, I was more tired the first 200 laps than I was the last 200 laps. I think more so there was sun getting into our eyes going into one. And yeah, but once the sun came down, I thought it was pretty easy. I chilled out a little bit. And I found it got easier the longer the race went on. It went by pretty quick. It was only a 2-hour race for 400 laps. So yeah, definitely a lot of beating and banging, getting by the lap cars, just a small racetrack. So I can see where he's coming from, but I guess I'm kind of used to it.
So he's just a baby. No.
Now, I'll give you one here, a stat that we brought up a little bit earlier in the show. So of the crown jewels, Steve Nassie won Winchester and All-American 400 last year. But within the last year, you also have won 2. You won the Oxford 250 and you won the Redbud 400. And Jess and I were talking before we went on air. Anybody that's been following you for the last 5 or 6 years, this shouldn't come as a surprise. I mean, I know you've got to be very happy with where you are right now.
So most people don't know this is my first super late model win. We have lots of pro late model wins between here and home. But yeah, we probably should have won the All-American last year in Winchester, but either I taken myself out or we had a part failure. So it was definitely due. And Donnie reminded me every day it's time for you to get a super late model win. So we were able to do it, and hopefully this carries on for the rest of the year.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that was your first super late model win. I feel like that's not accurate. That's crazy. And Alan was like, "Yeah, were you surprised about Cole?" I was like, "No."
Mm-mm.
Were you surprised?
Mm-mm.
He's like, "No."
No.
So speaking of Donnie, what is it like working with him? And I feel like obviously it's a great positive to be working with a team with all these resources, and you're going to have solid equipment showing up to the racetrack. But I almost feel like at the same time, the expectations are going to be so high because anything that goes wrong, people are going to pin it on the driver. But what's it like working with Donnie and just showing up to the racetrack with this powerhouse team?
Yeah, it's like we pretty well show up with most people with the best crew, with best team, best cars. So there's a lot of pressure. I don't really let the pressure get to me. I think it gets to Donnie more than all of us because we show up with all this equipment and all this top notch team. So I think Donnie might wear it a little bit more than us drivers, but for sure there is a lot of pressure. But we know the guys are working their butts off at the shop, and we're doing everything we can off the racetrack. So as long as we show up and perform and luck goes our way, we should be in victory lane. But yeah.
And now for the Oxford 250, if I remember last year, it was kind of a combination of your team from Canada and Donnie's. Is it the same situation this year?
Yeah. Most of it was Butcher Racing last year, other than my good friend Tyler Tanner that worked for Donnie came up last year. So it'll probably be the same as this year. I think Jerry Babs is going to be working with Joe Pastore, so we'll lose him, but it's mostly Butcher Racing. But yeah, we'll head to Oxford here next month.
All right, man. Well, we'll see you there again. Congratulations on the big win this past weekend, and just on the season. It's been a great year for you.
Perfect. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, that's Cole Butcher, winner of the Redbud 400. When we come back, we'll talk to this weekend's Reveal the Hammer winner, Harold Perry Jr. He'll join us next.
Drivers, start your engines!
The best super late model drivers in the country battle at Five Flags Speedway, July 21st and 22nd in the Pepperjack Kennels Twin 100s. $10,000 to win each night, plus a special unprecedented Snowball Derby prize package for the overall winner. The stars of the ASA Southern Super Series compete, including 2022 Snowball Derby winner Derek Thorne, plus Bubba Pollard, Casey Roderick, Matt Craig, and more. For tickets and info, visit FiveFlagsSpeedway.com or check out the racing live on Racing America.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance, the highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Hi, I'm Cole Butcher, and you're watching Racing America.
Glad to have you back here with us on Bullring. I'm Alan Dietz, Jess Ballard alongside. We want to thank our friends at Race Face Design sponsoring the show today and everything that they do for us. Our lucky dog this week, winner of the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw late model race at Owasso, Michigan this past weekend, Harold Fair Jr. Harold, congratulations and thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. It was a really fun run for us.
Well, great picture in Victory Lane we're seeing over you right now with your dad, Harold Fair Sr. What's it like to be able to have a guy like that as such a resource of knowledge, a wealth of knowledge whenever you go to the racetrack?
Well, the knowledge is invaluable. You cannot replace it. He's seen every kind of track, been to everywhere, and driven all of them. And so the pointers, the tips, and teaching the patience when I was younger was really important.
Yeah, I mean, growing up around the racetrack, you know, there's a lot of families that are multi-generational racers, and I am not one of those families. I've only been around a few years. And so I always wonder, like, how has the racetrack changed from when your dad was heading to the track and even since you've been racing? What's the biggest difference from back then to now?
I would say technology is the biggest difference. Back when my dad raced, we pretty much owned 4 springs for the whole season. And now I think we have boxes and boxes of springs and bumps and rubbers, and that stuff has really changed. The shock technology is really different than it used to be. We're much more critical on ourselves, on our setups on the car than we used to be also.
I say it all the time. Anytime we have somebody from the Reveal the Hammer series on the show, I am so glad that we're broadcasting these races again. It is such a great series to have cars out there that you can put some innovation into with the bodies, and go out there and have big fields and great races. I mean, the series is just hitting on all 8 right now.
It really is. You know, they've a few years ago they stepped out, I kind of think on a little limb, where the Outlaws were kind of fading away, and JJ and his guys stepped out, and then Rex from Weller Trucking has now stepped out and completely revamped Owasso Speedway. I mean, it's paved, new lights, grandstands planned to go in. You know, he's added some, but he's planning on going all the way around the track, and seeing more than 20, 30 cars at a race anymore, it's getting to be it's getting to be a rare occasion, but they're getting them up there.
Mm-hmm.
The series and that track, and it's really bringing the racing world back out. I appreciate everything those guys are doing for us.
Yeah, and I feel like it's such a treat anytime you're at the track and there's Outlaws racing. Mm-hmm. So take us through the race and how it played out for you guys. Well, we know how it played out for you guys, but give us a play-by-play.
Yeah, it played out perfect for us because we started on the inside of the second row. So right off the first lap, we were already to third place. Justin slipped the 7 car in front of me, and I was able to get him. And then I'm not sure what happened with Dan Leake, the Bobby Blount machine. I'm not sure if when he spun out, if he broke something or if he spun out because of a lap car, but he couldn't continue on, which made my life a lot easier.
Yeah, he was going to be tough to beat. I was watching the race Saturday night, and I saw how good he was, and I was flipping between other races on Racing America, and I come back, and I'm like, what happened to the 5 car?
Yeah, I could catch him on long runs and through traffic, but catching somebody and passing somebody, Dan's a really good driver. It probably would have been second had he not dropped out.
Big race coming up for you guys up next, Corrigan Oil Speedway. I believe that race is $10,000 to win. Wednesday night show. Tell me a little bit about that racetrack.
It is a paperclip, real small paperclip. Fun to drive, hard to keep your nose clean.
So you're saying it's better to start up front?
It's Well, almost every track is better to start up front, but little tracks like that, it's critical to start up front.
And even at a place like that, though, and with the big fields that you're having and that, a big purse race, at some point, no matter where you start, you're going to have to deal with other cars, I would think.
Yes, it's kind of a big quarter mile, so I would think 15 to 20 lap runs will be dealing with lap traffic.
Well, Harold, like I said, we love these cars. I love this series. I'm so glad that we've got it back on Racing America. Congratulations on the win, and thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
All right, that's Harold Fair Jr. coming off that big Reveal the Hammer win at Owasso. We come back, we're going to have 350 Smack Racing at Wiscasset's Speedway up in Maine. Nette Humphrey will join us after this. Talk about it.
Ready to take your brand to the next level? At Victory Lane Design, we can help. If you are looking for a professional website, cutting-edge logo, a hero card that separates you from the pack, or video production to keep you connected with your fans, then check out VictoryLaneDesign.com, where winning counts. 5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance, the highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
One of racing's crown jewels, the 50th annual Oxford 250 returns to Oxford Plains Speedway with 3 big days of racing, August 25th through the 27th. See North America's best short trackers battle for a chance at $50,000 on Sunday, August 27th. Plus, racing for the ACT late models, New England Super Modifieds, and more. It's the 50th annual Oxford 250, August 25th through the 27th, and you can see it all on Racing America.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
Great to have you back here with us on the Bullring today, presented by Raceface Digital. I'm Alan, of course, this, and we are joined now by Nette Humphrey. If you are a subscriber to Racing America, tune in this weekend. You could see her and all the 350 Smack drivers at Wiscasset Speedway in Maine. Nette, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, what brought you to these 350 Super Modifieds? The division has really grown over the last 3 or 4 years. How did you find your way into one?
So I started racing go-karts at about 5 and then did that for a couple of years. And then we got out of it for a while until I was halfway through high school, and we got back into legend cars. I did that for about 3 years, found that I didn't love it. And my uncle and my father were running 350 Supers at Star, and they gave me the chance to jump in one at the Star Classic one day, and we never looked back, and I've never really wanted to get into anything else.
From your background, do they drive more similar to a go-kart, or is it completely different than anything else you had driven?
I would compare it, to a go-kart. A lot of people call them go-karts on steroids, actually.
Well, they're on a lot of steroids if they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first of all, every time we talk about the 350 Smack Tour, I'm like, I love that name. It sounds like a wrestling match. That's like every promoter's dream. So cool. And then the cars are so cool to look at. And I will be honest, I'm not super educated on these cars and on the division. Tell us a little bit about what makes them different from maybe the typical cars you would see at the racetrack.
Well, for one thing, all the weight and the motor is on the whole left side of the car rather than centered. Obviously, they have the wing on top, creating a lot of downforce. The chassis are all, there's a lot of different chassis builders, whereas with like late models, you have some of your bigger guys and some smaller teams, but it's all unique teams building all these chassis. But yeah, and just the speed with the downforce makes a huge difference.
Is the main difference between a 350 super modified and a big block super modified strictly the engine? I mean, can you just take one out and put it into the other, or is there more that goes into it?
There's a little bit more that goes into the chassis and whatnot, and the tires are different. But other than that, they're very similar. The chassis that I run was built to be a big block, and then it was converted over to a 350.
And you're still dealing, the wings act the same in that they're, I don't want to say adjustable, but they move when you're out there on the track.
They do, yep. They are adjustable. You can run different pressures in them. But they do move up and down based on where you are on the track or how much pressure you have set in it.
Now, going to Wiscasset this weekend, have you ever raced there?
I have, yep. I actually did it in a legend car a couple times, and then I think, I've been there once with the super modified.
The place looks like a ton of fun. We've broadcast races at Wiscasset for a long time, and whether it's a late model or a tour modified or a 350 smack super modified, I mean, you got room to negotiate, and you're getting up a pretty good amount of speed, especially for some of those tracks up in New England.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's smoother than it used to be. The Jordans have done an amazing job with renovating and making it more about family fun than anything. It's only $5 to get into general admission. I think the pit passes are like $20. And the track itself is just a blast. You're going fast. And like you said, there's a lot of room to negotiate.
Well, we look forward to it. I hate you guys got rained out at White Mountain this past weekend. We were looking forward to seeing that. But again, Saturday, 350 smack. Nettie and all the drivers will be at Wiscasset. Nettie, good luck this weekend. I appreciate you joining us.
Thank you very much.
All right, that is Nette Humphrey. As I said, you'll be able to see her at Wiscasset here on Racing America. Got a lot of racing on Racing America this weekend. We'll tell you about all of it after this.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say. Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts. Or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
One of racing's crown jewels, the 50th annual Oxford 250 returns to Oxford Plains Speedway with 3 big days of racing, August 25th through the 27th. See North America's best short trackers battle for a chance at $50,000 on Sunday, August 27th. Plus, racing for the ACT late models, New England Super Modifieds, and more. It's the 50th annual Oxford 250, August 25th through the 27th, and you can see it all on Racing America.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Glad to have you back here with us on the Bullring, and we're going to take you around the corners and see what's going to be on Racing America this weekend. We talked a lot about it just Friday and Saturday. Five Flags Speedway Blizzard Series race number 2 and 3. Mm-hmm. Also ASA Southern Super Series points on the line, and that's going to be a big race. Travis Braden, Derek Thorne, William Byron Friday night, Bubba Pollard, Stephen Nasse. A lot of great drivers on this entry list.
Yes, and earlier Alan was talking to Marty Mello of Pepperjack Kennels, and I hijacked the conversation eventually. But I wanted to draw attention to the highest average finisher gets some like crazy package for the Snowball Derby with like pit passes, and he texted it to me. Pit passes, 4 sets of tires, race fuel, a free entry for a private test, a skin kit from 5 Star Body. Like, it's like basically an entire package to like go down to the Snowball Derby, basically, which is huge because you already have these other provisionals kind of at play with the Blizzard Series and all that stuff at Five Flags, but now you have this on top of it.
And $10,000 to win both nights. So
holy cow.
So that is definitely a big deal. It'll be available for you here on Racing America. Also on Saturday, the American Canadian Tour returns to Canada. They'll be at Autodrome Montmagny in Quebec. Salem Speedway in Indiana, they'll have the CRA Late Model Sportsman and CRA Street Stocks. We talked to Nette Humphrey just a little bit ago. Her and all the 350 Smack drivers will be at Wiscasset Speedway in Maine. And then our typical Sunday fair, we wind the weekend down at Slinger Speedway up in Wisconsin for their pro late models. Be sure to check all that out, as it will all be available for subscribers. If you're not a subscriber to Racing America, go to racingamerica.tv and subscribe today.
Good job. Nice plug.
Well, thank you. And we're going to have some codes. I know Jess is going to be giving away some subscriber codes, and some of the folks with Pepperjack Kennels and maybe even William Byron. You never can tell. So keep an eye on social media here the next few days, and might get yourself a subscription to Racing America. We come back, we'll wrap it up, and we'll be back after this.
Five Star Bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market. Aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials. Tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5 Star. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts SRI Performance in Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Drivers, start your engines!
The best super late model drivers in the country battle at Five Flags Speedway, July 21st and 22nd in the Pepper Jack Kennels Twin 100s. $10,000 to win each night, plus a special, unprecedented Snowball Derby prize package for the overall winner. The stars of the ASA Southern Super Series compete, including 2022 Snowball Derby winner Derek Thorne, plus Bubba Pollard, Casey Roderick, Matt Craig, and more. For tickets and info, visit FiveFlagsSpeedway.com or check out the racing live on Racing America.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
White flag is out, and we are just about done with another Bullring. I want to thank all of our guests today: Travis Braden, Toby Christie, Cole Butcher, Harold Fair Jr., and Nette Humphrey. A lot of great racing this weekend. Don't forget, check your connected device, and you can watch Racing America 24/7 there. Lots of great original programming, race recaps, look backs, all sorts of great stuff, NASCAR programming. That's our 24/7 channel on connected devices. As we mentioned a little bit earlier in the show, no Cars race this weekend. So next weekend, Cars Tour Weekly will be back along with the Bullring Wednesday, Cars Tour Weekly Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time as we get ready for the big throwback weekend at Hickory Motor Speedway. Already starting to see some really cool paint schemes starting to drop now, and that is going to be great as the Cars Tour looks back on its Hooters Pro Cup heritage as part of the throwback 276 at Hickory, and we will have that for you.
So cool.
Closing the computer up.
Yeah, are you done for the day?
I'm done.
Clocking out.
Let's take us off. Okay. Good job, Jess. Again, we want to thank all of our guests for being here with us today. We want to thank Jess Ballard as well. Just have missed you the last few weeks. So.
Missed you too.
All right. So I don't know what that was.
We are just the best of friends, aren't we?
Yes, we are. All right. So watch Racing America this weekend. A lot of great subscriber fare for you. We'll be back here on the Bullring to wrap it all up next week.
Five-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Music City once again becomes Race City with one of the biggest nights of the racing year. See the best ASA racers from the Southern Super Series and the CRA Super Series battle July 2nd in the North-South Challenge at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Plus 100 laps of pro late model racing and much more. Gates open at 3 and racing starts at 5. It's the North-South Challenge July 2nd at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Catch it only on Racing America.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Drivers, start your engines!
The best super late model drivers in the country battle at Five Flags Speedway, July 21st and 22nd in the Pepperjack Kennels Twin 100s. $10,000 to win each night, plus a special unprecedented Snowball Derby prize package for the overall winner. The stars of the ASA Southern Super Series compete, including 2022 Snowball Derby winner Derek Thorne, plus Bubba Pollard, Casey Roderick, Matt Craig, and more. For tickets and info, visit FiveFlagsSpeedway.com or check out